Dude, we got the sand, the fish, the eels, and the bikinis. Beach party! Hello, I'm Steve.
And I'm Tracy.
And we are the Partners at War. Well, we are going to get a battle report today that is a little bit more closer to home for each of us.
Yep. We didn't have to learn new armies
we
to be able to play it.
Yeah, I'm still kind of learning my army. I took them to 2 tournaments recently, the Idoneth Deepkin, so I'm still kind of learning them, but definitely a lot more familiar with them in many of the armies that we've played in other battle reports.
Yes.
We did go to 2 tournaments recently, one in Milwaukee. Brendan ran a great tournament in Milwaukee.
Very fun.
There we saw a lot of people we knew, and then we went to Indianapolis the following weekend to the Indy Storm event, and Mike ran a great tournament there, and we had a bunch of people from Milwaukee come, people we'd met in Milwaukee from Indianapolis, and then people from St. Louis that we regularly play with.
And Chicago.
And Chicago,
Yep,
that we see at the tournaments throughout the Midwest. So what did you say it was? It was like...
It's kind of like a family reunion where you get to go and see all your, cousins that you only see during family reunion time.
It really was. And we really want people to get more involved with the tournament scene for that aspect. You just go and see the same people over and over again, and it's a really good time. And
Builds great relationships, and it just gives you a comfort zone when you go out. The first couple tournaments that you go to, you don't know anyone, and you kind of feel a little bit off center, and then you go and you meet the person you're playing against in the first game, then you meet the person you're playing against in the second game, and then you meet the people who you're talking to in between, and then before you know it, you know a lot of people who play AOS, and it's really such a comforting feeling.
At the Milwaukee tournament, we met somebody that we played against at Gen Con in 2019.
2 years ago. Yeah,
2019. And people remember it. And the final game in Indy Storm was against a guy that I first played when I was playing Khorne, and he plays Khorne in 2018 at a tournament. And we just remember the games we had, and we talk, and it's just a great time. So if you're apprehensive at all, do it.
Yeah.
Go. Have fun. Don't care about winning or losing. Don't care about the game. Go for the people in the event. It's worth it. So we decided today to have a battle report because we've not gotten to play each other with these tournament lists that we've had. We don't play against each other with friendlies as much.
Not as often as you would think, yeah.
And when we do, we'll try out different things, not necessarily to this level.
And we don't always play a full game through.
Correct.
A lot of times we just want to see how our armies work, and then we stop.
So we're both taking the list that we took to Indy Storm, to the second weekend. I had a very good weekend.
He had an amazing weekend.
I had a good draw for Idoneth also, so that always comes to play. Second game, I had a Fangs of Sotek Seraphim game that I threw everything on a priority roll and got the priority roll. He rolled a 5 and I rolled a 6, and that made me go first in turn 3 with the flood tide or the high tide, and I just walked over him. But it wouldn't happen the other way around. So sometimes luck goes your way. But I ended up, there was 18 points for each game, 3 games. I got 18, 17, and 18, and the only reason I got 17 points in the middle game is because I took an objective that we would both lose a unit in the same turn, and I didn't lose any units.
So he took both objectives and then ended the game.
Then ended the game with knife to the heart.
Before he lost a unit. Yeah, so it was an amazing weekend for Steve.
And then I ended up, then they did the door prize for who gets the first door prize, and my name got picked first, so we got a Mega Gargant, which just meant we had to spend hundreds of dollars to get the rest of the army, which I'm currently putting together and
painting. So we did, and we have that now.
Yeah.
But that's exciting because I can't wait to see those on the table.
First hit's free. That's kind of what it is right there. You get that first one, you're like, right, that was free, and that cost me a lot of money. So it was a good weekend. It was a good weekend.
Overall, and best sportsman.
So I ended up winning best sportsman too after.
It was a good weekend.
It was a good weekend. I got 2 big mugs, and it was really good. But it was a great tournament. You went 2-1.
2-1. Yeah, I lost against Lumineth, and honestly, I had never played against them before, and I'm usually deer in the headlights the first time I play against an army because I don't know what to expect. I don't know who their target priorities are, those kinds of things. I lost by 1 point, and I'll tell you, we're going to play the same battle plan today as I lost on. And honestly, the reason I lost by 1 point, he had that Lore Seeker. It came over. It took one objective for one turn. Nobody got any other objectives of our opponents for the rest of the game. That 1 point made all the difference. And so, yeah, I know that now.
And that's why Tracy wanted to play this battle plan, because it is often used in tournaments.
We've seen it a lot.
Just want to get more experience with it.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. We've also had another event. We were guest host with Anthony on AOS Coach.
Yes, that was so fun. Thank you so much, Anthony, for having us on.
Thank you. It was such a blast. We're going to put a link to that show in the show notes down below. And it was about couples in gaming and how potentially we could help give advice on people to get their significant other into gaming.
Right.
And we feel great that we've been able to share this together, and we want to share that.
And we would love to see other people do the same thing.
Yes. So it was a really good time, and he's such a good guy. I highly recommend, if you're not subscribed, if you're watching our show, you probably are subscribed to him because he's got a lot more subscribers. But go watch his show, subscribe to his channel. Just fantastic.
AOS Coach.
Fantastic. AOS Coach. That'll be linked down below. Other thing I want to highlight is we regularly say we don't monetize, and we're just doing this to get your likes, subscribes, comments, to know people are enjoying it and watching. Well, looking at some of our past battle reports, I went to check them out to see if we weren't replicating shirts, which we'll talk about that in a minute, because we did play Daughters before. But I noticed that there are ads, so YouTube is now putting the ads on there. We didn't choose to be monetized.
No.
I support YouTube with that because this is their platform. They're providing us a great opportunity. But now that there are ads, I might check the box. So we would have,
see how that goes.
So I just want to explain why there are ads when we regularly say we don't monetize. I did go to check the shirts because we did play Daughters before. I wanted to make sure I didn't wear my daughter preparation shirt.
He's just rubbing it in.
My witch's shirt. And you didn't wear your witch-specific shirt. No, we wore the Han Solo Leia shirt on the past one.
Yes.
But what I noticed in those was that our last battle report, I said we're doing Battle for the Pass. And it's the first time we've done a lengthwise battle report. Yeah. When I went to the one just before it, we did Battle for the Pass. And we did it lengthwise. That shows during COVID. It was a long time between battle reports, and I didn't check it well enough. You'll notice today we are using the same mat that we used 2 battle reports ago, but we got it from Mats by Mars, great mats and wonderful people to work with.
We have
St. Louis company.
Of their mats, right?
Several of their mats. They do custom work if you ask for it. Fantastic, Mats by Mars. But it's Idoneth and it's a beach, so we had to use it again.
Right.
So you're ready to fight?
Let's fight.
Idoneth versus
Daughters of Khaine.
Fight! Here we have 2,000 points of Idoneth Deepkin in the Fuathan Enclave. I have 2 heroes up here on the one boat. In the back of the one boat, I've got my Tidecaster. That's my general. Has a command trait, Lord of Storm and Sea. The artifact, the Coral Ring. And his spell is Abyssal Darkness. And I'll explain later why I love that spell and the Coral Ring with him. Over here, I have a Soul Scryer. Then, for my battle line, I have a unit of 10 Thralls, 2 units of 20 Reavers, and then, of course, Eels.
Of course.
Of course. You cannot play Idoneth without Eels. Probably the number one, you're going to have Eels in an Idoneth army. Auto include. Maybe Kurnoths and a Sylvaneth. I'm just trying to think of who else that there's. I have 2 units of 3 Morsar. These are the Shocky Eels, Morsar. These are the ones that will come in and do all the damage. And a unit of 6 Morsar. If you see there are green washers on the bottom of those, that's to say that they're Morsar, and then I color code each of the different units. That just helps my opponent and myself know which models are in which units. 2 units of 3 Ishlian, the Shield Guards. Of course, I've got a Leviathan and 1 shark. Now that's a big debate. How many sharks do you take? I had 4 sharks the first weekend. I take the 1 now, and you'll see why I will always at least take 1 shark. 2 things I want to add. First, I am choosing Fuathan over Khaine. I still have a debate over which of the 2 that I actually prefer, but also there is not a battalion in this. I just like having the extra units. I don't necessarily see the artifact, if you're going with the Ishlian build, are worth the battalion. The battalion itself isn't that good that you would get out of this. So all you're really getting is a command point and an extra artifact. Artifacts are mediocre for Idoneth, and the command point never really seemed to use them in this build. That does result in this being 12 drop army. There you have exactly 2,000 points of Idoneth Deepkin. Speaking of a 12 drop army, neither of us took battalions, did we?
Yeah, this one didn't work well for me. I didn't want to give up anything to take the battalion.
You're saying the army worked well.
Yeah, the battalion didn't work well.
The battalion didn't work well.
So I didn't want to give up any of my points to get the battalion, although I do have all the requirements.
I think that's a growing theme I'm seeing in some lists, is just saying, everybody jumped to the conclusion that battalions were necessary. But that's points you're giving up on models also. And some of them absolutely, but really be critical. Is it needed?
Right. And honestly, even with the battalion, the lowest number of drops I could get was 6. And I almost always got beat by that anyway. So I was making a list just so that I could have the battalion so that I could have fewer drops. And still it wasn't really low enough to ensure that I was going to get to choose who goes first. So for me, it just wasn't worth it.
The first weekend in Wisconsin, I had a battalion. It was a 3 drop. And I didn't see the advantage, especially when what we'll see with the Ishlian Guard. But if you're not going to win it, then you don't have to worry about it at all.
Right.
That's kind of what you're saying.
Yes, and I wasn't going to win it, so.
And I'm just hoping that, all the light doesn't shine off this enough that makes me not be able to film.
Well, okay. A little sparkle never hurt anyone.
All right, no Morathi.
No Morathi this route. Instead, I went with the 3 cauldrons, 2 cauldrons in the Bloodwrack Shrine. My general is the Slaughter Queen on Cauldron of Blood. And then my 3 battle line, they're falling over, but my 3 battle line are 3 units of 20 witches. And then on top of that, I have a unit of 10 stalkers, blood stalkers.
That's what those models look like?
Stop. I did take them the second week, but I did forget them to bring them.
If you watch our video on our tournament recap, you'll see somebody did a really noob move and forget one of her units at home and had to borrow units from other local players.
Yeah, I have a really nice...
That were not, very nice people.
Nice people who let me, what was it?
Bloodletters Day 1 and Wrathmongers.
That's right, so I was partly corn.
Yes, you're partly corn.
So on top of my 3 units of 20 witches, I have a unit of 10 Canary Life Takers and 5 Canary Heart Renderers. I have to consider that although Morgworth is my Hag Queen, her Coven is a separate drop, so that is actually a separate unit. And then I brought the Avatar of Khaine on foot. I have 3 avatars, and I'm playing Hagnar. Without playing Hagnar, there's no way I would take 3 avatars. My first turn, none of my avatars are active. Because I can't spare the prayer anymore.
When they FAQ'd that and said you could only do 1 prayer, that really hurt the avatar build.
So I will tell you, in my first game of Indy, the Gore-Grunters. The Gore-Grunters were on me first turn
real fast.
Before they even activated, and it really did make a difference. So it's very risky to bring them, but I'm going to go ahead and try it. No, I only have the 1 artifact, and it's the one that's required to take for... Hagnar.
Okay.
I can't pronounce it, so I can't tell you what it is. And then my spells and prayers I'll go over as we cast them.
Mm-hmm. 1980 points, so you get a triumph?
1980, yep. Triumph number 1 is Inspired. Inspired is once per battle. Before I make my hit rolls, I can say I'm going to use my triumph, and if I do that, I can reroll all my failed hits.
Oh, that's
1 time
nice.
per game. Yep.
We're doing Forcing the Hand from General's Handbook 2020. It's got this odd territory difference, and we've shown that on the table with the dice. So 1 territory and the other one. There are 6 objectives, 3 in 1 territory and 3 in another territory. Each player, when they are the defender for a turn, picks one of their objectives and calls it the primary objective. If the opponent can get that primary objective that turn, it counts for 3 points. All the other objectives count for 1. Really a strategic battle plan, and it's a good one to play. We both.
You gotta think through the math.
You got to think through the math of this is about, can I get enough points that I can win the game? Really good battle plan. Tobe, are you enjoying your Saturday afternoon? Meow, meow, meow. All right, we added in a terrain piece. Thought that would do for a good lighthouse right now. Tracy won, picked the other side, dropped first, so she will get to choose first. We both have 12 drops. Look at this slew of avatars and witches and shrines and cauldrons across the back. I have thralls and reavers, guard, a lot of my stuff across here, and we both have multiple units off the table. Your canaries and my soul scryer with some more Sargard. So are you going to choose to go first?
I am gonna go first.
And why?
Well, because after strategizing, whichever one of us goes first, since we have a drop, since we can come in off the sky, and nobody owns these objectives here in the middle, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put one unit here and one unit here, so I can maximize the number of points I get in turn one.
Yeah. I could do it because my eels move 14 inches. I
Right.
can't drop in the middle of the board. I have to drop off the edge. But yes, knowing that that was the case, you're going to go first just to get that point
Just the lead, so that
advantage
you're the one who
in turn
has to
one.
catch up to me
That I'll be behind.
instead of
That I'll
me
be
catching up
behind.
to you.
I have to make the determination whether I'm going to flip tide or not. Arg, this is still the inexperienced part of the Deepkin that I can't wait to have more and more games to fully to make this determination. Do I flip the tide or not? And what that means is, will I get to attack with all of my units in turn one, or in turn two, if I flip the tide, or in turn three, if I keep it normal? I am not going to flip the tide for two different reasons. One, I want to make sure I can get in position in turn one and turn two. I don't know if I can get all the way across the tabletop to hit you in turn two. And right now, all my units will get cover. And of course, I always am frightened of those guys right there.
Those ladies?
Those ladies. So I'm going to stay in without flipping the tide. And I might regret that decision later. Daughter Khaine, turn one.
Turn one.
What are you going to do?
All right, so I'm going to take my command point. Remembering that Daughters of Khaine, because I'm Hagnar, I start as if I get all the benefits as if it's turn two.
And those benefits are give 1 and 2.
Right, so for turn one, it would have been I get to re-roll run rolls of 1. And then for turn 2, it's I get to re-roll charge rolls of 1.
Okay.
Okay? So that leaves me...
And the charge rolls re-roll, that's each individual dice that's a 1. Most of the times you re-roll a charge, you have to re-roll both dice.
Right,
but
it's just the
but
one.
you get to do each individual dice. That's a really powerful ability.
Nice. All right, so I'm going to start over here with my prayers. My Hag Queen is going to pray. She has a murder sacrifice. I am within 9 inches of a standing avatar, so I get +1 to my roll.
Okay.
So that goes off. Next, I'm going to use her Witch Brew.
All right.
All right, Witch Brew typically goes off on a 5, but because it is considered turn 2 for me, it goes off on a 4.
All right.
Nope.
No.
No Witch Brew this turn for her. All right, so then we'll use her prayer here, and hers is Blessing of Khaine. Again, 9 inches away, so I get +1. So that goes off.
Okay.
The daughters, the witches will get Blessing of Khaine, which gives them a second Fanatic Faith roll.
All right.
And then over here, we have Morgworth. She's going to do her prayer, which is Catechism of Murder. She is not within 9 inches of an avatar, or the standing avatar, so she does not get
So
+1.
she's rolling a 1. Oh.
Not this time.
No ones.
So
that doesn't bode
and
well for
all
me.
3 of my prayers went
And all 3 of your
off, so that's
prayers.
weird. But now she can roll for Witch Brew, which is also a 4. And it does not go off this turn.
Did her Witch Brew go off?
She doesn't even have Witch Brew.
She doesn't have Witch
Just
Brew.
the Hag.
Oh, she's a Slaughter Queen. She's
Yep.
not a Hag Queen. Okay.
And then lastly, I will do the prayer or the spell for the Medusa, and she's going to do Mind Razor. It's an 8 to cast, so it's really kind of difficult to get off. And I got a 7, so that's not going to work.
Okay.
So that is pretty much my hero phase.
Movement phase, Daughters of Khaine. Turn 1. Who's running?
I think this unit of witches and the cauldron will run.
Okay.
So that we can get up and block this. Everybody else, these guys are just going to shuffle And those guys are just going to shuffle.
All right.
Pretty much I'm going to just stay on those objectives.
All right. Tracy has advanced. Dropped those 10 canary back there. Why'd you drop them back there?
I decided, well, I already got this point because I got close enough. So I didn't necessarily need to drop them ahead. And my cauldron is so vulnerable first turn that I wanted to make sure that you couldn't just come in there and kill my whole cauldron before I...
Oh, nine more Star Guard coming off the back?
Which I'm not even sure I've secured it enough.
But you're using it as defense.
Right.
That's absolutely... No, they have to come 6 inches off the edge. You made it almost impossible for me to drop and to get to that cauldron. Good move. They advanced up to get the objective over there. And I didn't talk about dropping the boats. Now, there's a big debate about what are the rules about terrain feature, off the card, General's Handbook. Last tournament we went with the most restrictive for every statement. In other words, what it ends up is the boat has to be 6 inches away from an objective and 3 inches away from terrain. And that's the way we set these up. So I put one boat there and one boat there. You're allowed to have 2 boats as an Idoneth player. They split in half. If it doesn't fit, you can make them smaller. So you can actually have 4 parts put together as 2 boats. A 1 full and 1 half or 2 halves. But so the boats are there. They will give me a shrug off. And if you end within 3 inches of a boat on my hero phase, I can roll and do some mortal wounds. You did drop these canaries down here, which will take that objective, which will give you 4 points at the end of the turn regardless, because I'm not going to be able to kill them. And now it goes to shooting phase. In the shooting phase, one of the most frustrating things in playing against Idoneth is that if you are going to target an Idoneth Deepkin unit, it has to be the closest unit. I have all Idoneth Deepkin units, so it's basically you have to shoot at whatever's the closest unit. There's a game people play that they'll throw Aether Wings out front, and since now the Idoneth Deepkin unit is not the closest unit, you have to shoot at the Aether Wings. And that can be really frustrating. So who are you shooting at with first?
So my first shots are going to be from my Blood Sisters into this unit here.
And they have to be because they're closest.
Right. So they each get 2 shots. They're
10 of
going to
them?
shoot. Yep. So here's 20 dice. They hit on 3s. 6s are a mortal wound. And then it ends there. Lots of 1s and 2s.
2 6s. 3.
So those are hits. Those are mortals. And then these wound on 3s. So we have 5 at -1 rend.
The Tides of Death table for Idoneth, since I did not flip the tide, at low tide, all the units in my army are considered to have cover. Reavers have a 5+ save. You're -1 rend, but I'm in cover. They negate, so this is a 5+. It's cocked. No, 1 save. So 4 die plus the 3. You killed 7 of those 10 Reavers.
Nice.
When we play the game, we learn some things sometimes. Tracy wanted to kill off this unit of Reavers, and she went with the Stalkers first.
Right.
I removed the 7 closest to her Canary, which now puts the closest Idoneth unit, my Ishlian Guard.
Right.
So you have to now, we measured it out, they have to fire into the Ishlian Guard. Now it's model by model. All the models are closer to the Ishlian Guard, so you have to fire into the Ishlian Guard.
So had I shot with these guys first, these guys would have still been closest to them, and I would have been able to wipe out this unit, I think.
So yes, if you would have gone with them first, they were closer, the Reavers were closer, you would have killed, and then they would have probably wiped out the unit.
Yes.
But as it is right now, they have to fire into the Ishlian Guard.
All right, so let's go ahead and do these.
5 shots.
3 3s. So that's good. 3, -2 rend because they get an extra rend on the turn that they land.
Ishlian Guard, ignore rend.
Oh, dang it, I forgot.
I have +1 save because I'm within 15 inches of the Leviathan. So their 4 save turns into a 3 save. And first turn I'm in cover, so they have a 2 save and they ignore rend.
They always seem to have a 2 save.
That's why in turn 1, nope.
No.
They're all saved. That's the 6s on those dice. That is why Idoneth Deepkin is not worried in a shooting meta about letting people go first.
Right. I wish I would have played that different and started with them because I would have taken out that whole unit. Live and learn, people. Yep. Live and learn. All right, so I think that is the end of my turn, and I will take...
No charging. Well, let's go through the phases.
Okay.
No charge phase.
Right. Now I could move these guys.
Heartrenders could have rolled a 4 and moved 6 inches. Or are they Heartrenders or Lifetime? I always forget.
Heartrenders.
They're Heartrenders.
You were right.
But you decided not to move them right now.
Right. I just can't see an advantage to moving them.
You're keeping them all 6 within the objective. Okay, Battle Shock Phase. That is a broken icon on that guy right there. Stuck on his back. I just broke it. So he's hanging on the back of him. I do get to re-roll my Battle Shock roll.
Okay.
But I have a Bravery 6 and I lost 7. So this does not look good. 4, that's 11. They would all run.
So let's just try it again. Oh, 2's
That's
better.
9. They all run. So it didn't matter that you went out of order, that you should have gone
so
to
it's
that.
not as
They're
much
still
of
off
a
the table.
regret.
They're still off the table. Daughters of Khaine at the end of turn 1. 1 point. 2 points. We measured. That's within 6. 3 points. And the biggie. It's not the biggie. It's not the 3-point objective. But
Right.
it is big that you got one of my objectives. So you get 4 points.
4 points. Yep. So that's my sacrifice unit, which honestly, if that's what they can do is take the 1 point and put me ahead, I'll do it.
8. I lost a unit too. I didn't declare on film, but I did tell Tracy that was my power objective.
Right.
For turn 1. Knew she pretty much had no chance of going there and getting that one. Tracy's choosing this one as your 3-point objective for
I'm
me to get.
hoping you don't have a chance to get that one.
Idoneth turn 1. Hero phases for me are pretty straightforward. I have 1 command point because I do not have a battalion. And I did not buy one. So I have 1 command point. That's your 4 points. I'll score my points over here. And it's turn 1. I am going to cast Abyssal Darkness.
You said you really like this one.
I really like this one, and here's why. Abyssal Darkness will give a 9-inch bubble around the Tidecaster for cover. Now you can think right now in turn 1, everything has cover, but it lasts until my next hero phase. So if you go first in turn 2, I'll still have a 9-inch bubble of cover. My Ishlian Guard are still on a 2+ save.
Ignoring rent.
Ignoring rent. It's huge. And the Coral Ring allows me to re-roll 1 casting roll in a game and 1 unbinding roll.
Oh, okay.
Now, it's only a 5, but I need it. And I'll be using the Coral Ring.
Man.
And there's a 9. And we measured your outside of the 30. So Abyssal Darkness goes off, and now if you go first in turn 2, I will still get that cover bubble. Also going to attempt to cast the Prayer. Any Ishlian hero can do this. It's a 10+. I get +1 if they're a priest, I get +1 if they're near the boat, and I get +1 if they're near another Ishlian hero. None of that's happening. So it's a 10+. And it goes off. Now, honestly, I have one real option. They're lame. I can heal an Eidolon. I don't have Eidolon. I don't even remember what the other one is. Or I can make it that none of your units can fly.
Oh, okay. Well,
So-
I don't fly.
I played Night Haunt and got that off twice, and that's not fair. So right now, your canaries
I guess I do, yeah.
cannot fly.
I was thinking I don't have
They can
Morathi.
move still. They just can't move over terrain. They can't fly. If you had Morathi, yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, that is a big deal.
Idoneth Deepkin movement phase, turn 2. I'm only going to run those thralls, and I'll move the Reavers out of the way first. They move 6+4, so they'll move 10. I also decided to run the Tidecaster. Not a big run. I'm actually going to spend my command point.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Okay. Tidecaster is a 9-inch cover bubble. I need to get that Tidecaster up within, and I don't really have a lot of other good command point options other than Battle Shock. That's a thing in this army, you end up command point heavy. So the Tidecaster will move full movement. Create a little bubble there. Move those guys around a little bit over there. These guys are within 6 inches, so they will get that objective. And now shooting phase. Shark is just 18 inches outside of... What is that again? At a cauldron? Or
That is the Hag Queen on Cauldron.
Hag Queen and Cauldron. He was going to shoot. He actually is the only thing I don't have WYSIWYG. He's got the net launcher when we got him before they made the net launchers. Amazing. It is 1 shot, hits on a 3. The thing with the net launcher is you can't pile in if I hit you, so the Cauldron can pile in this combat phase.
That's needed.
That's needed. Okay, so he did not. So I will go with the Leviathan. Leviathan is going to shoot also into that Cauldron. Leviathan has 8 shots. Hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s, 4 at -1 rend.
Okay, so the Cauldron has Blood Shield, and she's within her own range, so she normally saves on a 5. It makes it a 4+. -1 rend brings us back to a 5. I rolled 2 6s.
Okay, so takes
and
2
then
wounds.
2 wounds, and then I get the 6+ shrug. Nope, so she'll take 2.
She'll take 2 wounds. Reavers are outside of 18 inches, so that's why I did not shoot with those. Let's go with charges. Ishlian Guard. A 9, they make that easily. So they're going to go around the back side. I want to keep them within 9 inches of the Tidecaster so they get cover until my next hero phase. So I took out the room so the turtle's not going to be able to charge, but the shark will be able to. So he will get in there also. They actually do a wound back when they save on a 6, correct?
Yes, they do, with their shield.
Shenanigans. So I'm going to attack with a shark first because the shark does more damage with less hits. So therefore you have less dice to roll on saves.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense? So I really would like to kill them. The Ishling Guard have so many dice they roll right now. That's a potential for a whole lot of mortal wound. And you have to roll all your dice when you attack. You can't choose to. And I don't care if I killed him with I don't care if I killed him with the first round of attacks. I still have to go through the bites. I still have to go through the tails. And that's just giving you nothing but mortal wound potential
Let's
back.
do that.
No, let's go with the shark first. Since I am Pueven, I do get to reroll hit rolls of 1 in the Flood Tide, which this is not Flood Tide. That'll be turn 2 since I didn't flip. But my mounts do get to reroll wounds of 1. The shark's bite. There's still some debate because it doesn't say their amount, but I talked to a couple TOs and they would give the shark bite being a mount attack. So that is a 3 to hit and no rerolls. That's the thing. Dom Hain gets to reroll on the charge. Oh. Now, there were no 1s there. They were all 2s, so it made a difference. And that's 2 at 0 rent. What are you saving on?
5.
5.
So 1 saves, 1 does not, and you don't get any mortals.
No mortals.
It's just 1 damage?
Yep.
6s? Nope. So I lose 1.
I have 3 bite attacks, hitting on a 3. All 3 of them hit. This is a mount attack, so they wound on a 3, and I do get to reroll wounds of 1. Oh, there we go. Never mind. So that is 2 at -2 rend.
Okay. So they can't technically save, but I do still get to roll them to see if I damage you back. What?
1 mortal wound back. That is 4 damage.
All right.
You can't save any of these because that means I will have to attack with my Ishlin and you'll do mortal wounds galore.
And I don't.
Yeah, so they're dead.
That takes
That's
out
2
the
damage
unit.
each. So the unit's gone. Those shields are scary when you're, especially with Idoneth, when you're throwing so many attack dice with the heals. No battle shock because you died. And 1, 2, 3 points. End of turn 1. Turn 2, Hagnar counts as turn 3.
Yeah.
So all those avatars now are animated.
Are animated.
I am on Flood Tide, so I get to run and shoot or run and charge.
Okay.
Not both. And now's the big roll off.
That's me.
What are you doing? Are you going to give me the back-to-back going into my turn 3?
I don't think it's going to matter. Going into your turn 3 is like getting a back-to-back, even if you don't get the back-to-back. So I have to think. Hold on.
So you've made the tough call, have you?
It was hard. It was really hard. But here's my thing. I need to make sure that I have my 3 points this turn, and I'm afraid if I let you go first, I might only get 2. So I don't want that to happen. The turn 3 scares me. It really does.
Well, it scares all of us against DOK, too. You get buffs, too.
Well, reroll 1s and
okay.
hits.
Not like it used to be.
No, not like all. It used to be all
Right.
hit rolls.
All
yeah,
hit rolls.
but that's not the case anymore.
Okay, so
So I'm going to go first. So let me go ahead and do my hero phase. I get a command point. So
with
that
these
goes to 2.
handy-dandy Indie Storm 3D printed
Yeah, those were gifts.
tools that we got at that tournament.
Nice.
And up in Milwaukee, love the No-Depticon, that's what they were calling that tournament, measuring sticks. On with your hero phase.
Time for prayers. So here we're going to do our martyr sacrifice on this unit. It's a 3. It does go off, which is good because I'm not within 9 inches of my avatar.
No ones yet.
Let me do my witch brew, and it is now a 3 that it
Okay.
goes off on. And it does go off. And I have my little markers here. Super cool.
Little witch brew markers you found from Malifaux.
Little potions. So over here, we're going to do our blessing of Khaine prayer, and I am within 9 inches, wholly within 9 inches.
Oh, and you get to re-roll that.
No, I don't. I just don't have to take a wound.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, so it's +1.
Oh, not a re-roll, it's +1 to the roll.
+1 to the roll, so 1s, normally I would take a mortal wound.
And the wound says not on a unmodified 1, it just says
It just says on a 1.
on a 1.
Yep.
Okay.
And then over here, Morgworth, she's going to do her Catechism of Murder. And that goes off. And then she's also going to do her Witch Brew on a 3, and it goes off.
That goes off.
And then I have 1 spell to do. And this is Mind Razor, and it's an 8. Ooh, Oh, and it's a 9.
Let me check if I'm within 30. Oh no, well outside 30.
All right, so actually if I had somebody to charge, that would turn their damage to 2. But I don't have anybody to charge, but I still get +1 to rend.
How long does that last?
Till my next hero phase.
Ooh, that might make a difference in who I bring those heals in, if I'm going to bring them in turn 2.
Right.
Yes, because that's scary. Feeling slightly witchy today?
I'll let you know after turn 3.
Ooh.
All right, the only units I'm going to run is I'm going to run this middle unit here. I don't know that I need to, but I'm going to go ahead and roll for it. And I get to re-roll 1s.
Oh yeah, you do.
Yes, I do.
So you got a 2.
That's all right, and then I'll roll for my cauldron, even though it's
It'll be limited.
Yeah. 2.
It goes the same. So
All
I'll go
right.
back to back. Midi is chill. Yes, we do have a cat named Mittens who does not have mittens.
The boys chose the name before we chose the cat.
So you moved everybody.
I did.
All the way across the table. You kept those girls 3 inches away from the boat, so you're not taking mortal wounds during my hero phase.
I did.
What are they frightened of back there?
I am so scared of you right now. It's
I
not
don't
even
know why.
funny.
Look at this death. And you know what you have? All of these have shields, correct?
Yes.
And they do mortals for their shots.
Yes.
I hate mortal wounds.
Yes.
That is what I hate. So all those shields being able to come in, that is scary. And knowing you're going to roll so many 6s on your saves.
I hope I do.
And I'm going to kill you, and you're going to kill me back. And that's going to be the game. Okay, shots. You have...
The only thing within range is my Bloodstalkers, yep. And that's the only
have
thing
to
they can shoot into.
Oh, it's the only thing they have range, but they would have to shoot them anyway, based on them being closer. Don't roll any 6s. These mortals, I'm not within 6 inches of a boat, so I don't have a shrug off. 1, 2, 3. Oh,
6s.
does not kill 1.
Well, I'm not done.
You're right. If I roll 1, 1.
All right, those are misses. So 3s to wound. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6.
At -1, and then you
I
can
ignore
figure
the
your
ren.
cover. Oh yeah.
And this is a 2+ save. I roll 1, 1, which I should by the math. You should kill 1. Yes, you do. You kill 1 of them. That was it?
Yeah, that's the whole
That's it?
shebang.
No charge, no combat? It's a boring first 2 turns it might be.
I took out
I lost a guy. They get +2 bravery. His command trait gives +2 bravery within 12, wholly within 12 of him.
Okay.
They're wholly within 9 of him. Means they have an 8 bravery, so they cannot run.
All right.
So outside of that, we are done with your turn, and you get 3 points.
Yes, I did. That was the whole
So
point.
it's 7-3 going into Idoneth Deepkin, turn 2. Once again, in our discussions about what was happening, I declared that one as my primary objective. Knew that wasn't a push. You were more interested in defending yours. Which is your primary? Because I can drop Morsar Guardian now, so this is important.
Yep, and that's going to be my 3 right there.
This one?
Yep.
Oh, you've got it pretty well defended.
We'll see.
I'd have to come in from this side with the Morsar Guard, using the rocks very well. I probably could not kill them and take the 3. Good job. It's turn 2. She's got 7 points. I have 3. I get my 1 command point for the turn. And I will roll the spell Abyssal Darkness once again to see if I can get that bubble of cover. On a 5, 7, we measured you're outside of 30. So Abyssal Darkness does go off again. And I will roll the prayer. Once again, it's a 10+. And it did not. That's the end of the hero phase. And we will go on to the movement phase. And this is a big movement phase. You got over there popcorn? What do you...
Got my popcorn. I'm watching the show.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
I'm gonna run the Reavers, and the Reavers do get to re-roll 1 run rolls. Oh, that's a 1. I'm gonna re-roll that. Please, no. Oh, it did not.
I love it.
Yeah, that sucks. I could run and charge or run and shoot. I did run that group up here to take shots. The Thralls didn't have to run. I'm just spreading them between both of those 2 objectives, so I at least have bodies on both objectives. This group of Morsar from back here did run. I rolled a 3, and plus they're 14, they moved 17 inches. They can still charge. The Turtle did run, and did not run. The Shark right here, my Tidecaster did run to get up here and create that 9-inch bubble to give them, once again, cover if you go first in the next turn. Oh, that's not all.
And
There's the Soul Scryer and a group of 6 guard and 3 guard. Now, that's it for my movement phase. We will go to shooting phase. Shark is going to shoot his net into that unit of witches. I'm Fwathen, it is Flood Tide, so I reroll hit rolls of 1. Oh, he does hit. So they will not be able to pile in.
Gotcha.
Wounds on a 3. Does not wound. That always happens with him. I don't care. They can't pile in. The turtle, Big Leviathan, is going to shoot into your, what's that? A
Cauldron?
Cauldron. 8 attacks, hitting on a 3, re-rolling the 1s. Wounding on a 3. Ooh, not a good roll. 4, -1 rend.
Okay, so normally 5+, 4+ for the blood shield, and
Back to
-1
5+
for the,
rend.
Okay, saved 1. 1 each.
Yes.
Okay, 6s. Saved 1, so she's down to 9.
All right. Taking 4 wounds total, correct?
Yep.
Reavers. I measured they're within 18 inches of the witches, so the Reavers will be shooting into the witches. They're not within 9, they're within 18, so their Whisper Bow needs to use aimed fire, not Stormfire. Stormfire's vicious. That's 3 attacks apiece. 30 shots is pretty vicious.
Someone's
regardless of
gonna hit.
It's 4/4, no rend 1. Rerolling 1s once again. Pretty good roll. 4, 3, no rend. So they have a base 6.
Yep.
Their butt-kicking bucklers that do mortal wounds back only give you a +1 save in melee.
In melee, right.
But you do get a +1 save from the blood shield.
Right.
Okay, so they're at 5+. 3. 1 saved.
All right, and then, nope.
So 2 die. Let's go with the charge phase. At the beginning of the charge phase, the Soul Squire picks a unit within 24 inches of him, and he inspires all the rest of his models that are within 12 inches of that unit to charge that unit and get +3 to the charge. They have to charge that unit. I am picking the unit of Canaries, so that unit of Morsaur over there, I need a 6, and I do get to reroll charges. There's a 5, and it failed.
Oh.
That unit is 6, Morsaur. There's a 7, so they will get in. I've got these 3 right here. Ishlian, that is a 3.
It works. You were 3 out.
I've got the Ishlian Guardian, Morsaur. They do get to reroll charge rolls. That is an 8. Ooh, probably not enough. Yeah, that is enough with 8. They can fly, so they'll go over that. That's it for the charge rolls. I will go with the Morsaur first. 3 eels attacking with the Volt Spears. 2 attacks apiece, +1 for the leader, 7 attacks. Hitting on 3s, I am rerolling 1s. Wounding on 3s, I am not rerolling because it's the mount that I get to reroll.
Oh, didn't
All wound, that's -2 rend.
5. Okay.
So you don't get to.
I do. I get a 6 because I'm in combat now.
Oh.
So the shields give me +1. The blood shield gives me +1. So I have 4. -2 run gives me a 6.
Okay.
Plus a 6 is immortal back to you.
Yeah.
Let's do some 6s. Not a 1.
No, and so that is 2 damage apiece.
Okay.
So that's 12.
No, there's 5.
No, 5, so that's 10. Sorry.
So 10 Fanatic Faith rolls. 6s save them. Ooh, I get 3 6s.
3, so 7 die.
So 7 are gone.
I have 3 Fanged Maw attacks. These are hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. They'll hit. These are mount attacks. I reroll 1s. All wound. That is no rend.
Right, so
So
4s.
these are actually saving on 4s. Pretty good. And I take a mortal wound back
Back to you, and then 2.
to go through their D3 wounds each.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, and this is our Fanatic Faith roll. Saved 1, so 3 more
3
die.
more die.
So we're at 10.
And the musician took a mortal wound, but I forgot I'm within 6 inches of the boat. I have a 6+ shrug off.
Oh.
Never works.
I was gonna say
That's why I forget about it all the
me.
time. And then my last attack is the Lashing Tails. This is D3 attacks apiece. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attacks. Hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of Flood Tide and Fueven. Ooh. And wounding on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of a mount and Fueven. 3.
Okay.
No rend.
4s. Save 2. No runs. No
Nope.
back to you though. And how many damage?
1.
Okay. 6. Nope. Takes 1. So I'm at 11.
So 11 have died, and now you get to roll 11 dice, and every 5, 6 is a mortal wound back?
Yep.
Whoo!
So 5 6s are mortals to you. So
Oh,
just
that's
the
a
one.
great. You want to cock that. That's okay.
just one.
Just one?
1.
And I shrug it off.
Well, that could have been way better for me.
Ooh,
but
yeah.
is
So
it
you'll
not
remove
enough?
11 models. This is where not being able to pile in made a big difference in which models you took out, because you wanted to leave ones that could actually attack.
I cannot believe with losing 11 models, 6s mortal to you, and then 5 6 mortal to you, I did 1 wound. That's crazy. That is not the dice working in my favor.
You did 2, but I saved 1.
I'm just saying.
No, and you usually do those 6s a lot. There's no doubt.
That was a lot of
Well, the
dice.
one difference was that I was doing 2 damage a pop with the 1 hit. So the martyr sacrifice would have made a difference, but you were rolling less dice to do the damage.
But I mean, still 11
Yes.
in models.
Oh yeah, you should
have done more damage.
You should have maybe even killed one of those.
One
guys.
eel. Yeah. Okay. So my turn. I'm gonna go here since these guys have already
go to the cauldron.
went.
All right. Tracy piled in. She started in contact with this eel. She has to end in contact with this eel. She is. So that matches the rule. But by piling in around, her 2-inch attack is going to be able to go into the Morsar guard, which that's a very smart move.
Right.
So you
then
remove the
my rend will
witches.
count.
Right. Then your rend will count.
Right.
You remove the witches to clear up the space to allow the cauldron
To circle.
to circle around and now be able to attack into the Morsar. Smart move.
I also, what it will do is in pile in, it'll limit whether or not he can get in there. I don't know if he will or not. But...
Oh, or he'll just go after the cauldron.
Right,
Yep.
right. Okay, so this is my avatar going into the Morsar.
This is a 2-inch attack with the avatar.
Yep, 3 3s, rerolling 1s,
All hit.
3s to wound. So 3 hits, -2 rend.
They have a 4 save, +1 for the Leviathan. So they're at a 3 save, -2 rend.
Yep,
How much damage each?
3 each.
Oh, so these are 5s.
Ooh, look at that.
Oh, there it goes. But that did kill one because he has 3 wounds left. Except I get 3 feel no pains.
Oh, that's right. And
I
2 of them. Oh my gosh,
saved.
your dice are crazy.
Well, he took 1 wound.
Yay.
I like these Warcry dice. What is it?
Okay, so then I get her attack, and these will be into...
They have to go to the Ishlian.
Right.
Okay.
3 3s, rerolling 1s. They
All hit.
Rerolling, wait, it's turn 2, so I don't get to reroll that one. So 3 hits, -1 rend.
These are at a 2+ save. They have a 3+ save characteristic when they charge, and then +1 from the Leviathan. That's a 2+
And
save,
doesn't-
and they ignore rend. So that's 3.
Yep,
Oh, 1 goes through. How much damage?
1.
Shrug off? No, it did not happen. So
But
they
I don't
take
have
the
to
damage.
rage quit.
You don't Oh, that would fit well into Anthony's show about us having just a wonderful, play together, have fun. Tracy throws a table and rage quits in our game.
All right, I have one more attack.
Okay.
The little ladies in the front. 3 4s. Rerolling 1s.
Ooh. not
4,
bad.
no rend. Oh my gosh!
Well, there's no 1.
I think that
There's no 1.
It doesn't matter.
It's
You
just a
got all
1.
those 6s.
Yeah, but it didn't matter. A 2 was as good as a 6. Okay, that's it, right?
That is it for the cauldron, yeah.
Now it's the Ishlian. I'm going to, I think he can probably, well, these guys can pile in around a little bit to leave him a little bit more room. And then he'd be able to pile in and get within an inch of her.
Technically, I rolled 1 too many dice, just so you
That's
know.
all right. All right, let's take him off. I magnet those on top of those so I can just for these situations put that in there. So 1 Ishlian is going into the witches.
Okay.
And the other 2 are going into the cauldron. Ishlian Guard with their Hell Saber. This is hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s because it's Flood Tide. And I'm Fueven. All hit. Wounding on 3s, no rerolling because it's not the mount. Ooh, 1, no rend.
4s.
Saved. Then it is the one guy's tail, reroll 1s to hit. Missed. And then it is D3. No, that was the maw. It's the tail that is D3. I had them out of order. 2 attacks, same stats. 3.
Okay.
Reroll 1s to hit. Flood Tide and Fueven. Wound on a 3. It is a mount, so I reroll 1s. No rend.
4s. Saved.
Oh, all right. The 2 of them attacking the cauldron.
Okay.
3 attacks apiece, +1 for the leader. 7 attacks, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. This is 3s, not rerolling 1s because it's not a mount attack. Ooh, only 2. No rend.
2. Okay. 4s. Saved
1
1.
wound.
Okay. 6s. Nope. Takes 1.
And then the 2 jaw attacks. Both hit. This is rerolling 1s on the wound. 1.
4. Saved.
Saved. And then D3 attacks with a tail. 3. All hit. 2.
4s. Nope.
2 wounds.
6. Nope,
Nope.
takes the 2. She's at 6.
So because they're hit by the shark, the witches can't pile in. How many of them are able to attack?
5.
5. And you're attacking into which unit? I'm assuming the
The
Morsar.
Morsar.
Not the,
Actually, that's all. Yeah, I can
yes,
really reach.
the 1 could go in the Ishling, but
That
why
would
would
be
you do
silly.
that? That would be silly. 2 attacks apiece plus 1 for the leader.
Yep.
So 11 dice. Hitting on.
3s, rerolling 1s. Ooh, good thing.
Real good thing.
Wow, look at that. 5 1s. Still a lot of 2s.
Still 3 2s, so I'm okay with that.
All right. So then 3s to wound. Rerolling all failed wounds because of Witch Brew.
What?
No, they still failed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it.
Rend?
No rend.
All right, they have a 4+ save normal. They're within 15 inches of the Leviathan, so it's a 3+ save. 1 wound and 6+ shrug off on the boat.
Right.
Nope, 1 wound. So that guy's down to 1.
1.
That's bad for me because I actually wanted the 3 to go in because I think the 3 could have killed them, and then you'd have had less mortal wound dice, less shields to roll for mortal wounds because it would have been less attacks.
Right.
Now having the 6 in there, I have to go through all my attacks. There's a lot of attacks going.
Well, the way
You-
I rolled before,
Yeah,
maybe.
but you have a lot of opportunities to do mortal wounds back
Yeah,
on this.
hopefully.
A whole lot of
I'm
opportunities to
hoping.
do mortal wounds back on this. Now I'm a little scared to roll
Do my
this.
little lady scare you?
Yes, they're Volt Spears. I'm not using the electric shock on them.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Yeah, I thought about potentially using the shock to kill them all, but I only get 6 dice. There's 10. I probably wouldn't by the math, and I need that dice for something scarier. So they have 2 attacks apiece, plus 1 for the leaders. So there's 13 dice. Hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s because of Foythen.
Good thing.
Ooh, real good thing. Let's take those 2s out of there. 4 1s. All those hit. 3 to wound, re-rolling. No, I do not re-roll anything on this. They all wounded. -2 rend,
Okay. So I can't save.
12 damage. So they're dead.
Okay, but hold on. I get to save them.
Yes, you do.
How many are there?
9, 10.
So 6s is immortal to you. So 1. 1 mortal to you.
I have to go through with all my attacks, but I think re-rolling is an option.
What do you mean?
I re-roll 1s in the Flood Tide to hit because I'm Foythen, and I re-roll 1s on wounding.
Does it say can?
Let's look this up because it actually says this is a good discussion to have. Let's show how it says it in the rules because I just got in this discussion on a completely different topic in Facebook with somebody else facing Daughters of Khaine and having the exact same situation. Just going over the rules, once again, if anybody's looking in this unique situation where I don't want to attack, fighting each model in the unit must attack with all of its melee weapons it's armed with. You also don't take off models technically till my fight is done.
Right.
So I have to keep attacking. Now, on the Foythen reroll, it says on the hit, I can reroll. On the wound, it says reroll all rolls of 1. But in the beginning of the rule book, under rerolls, it's a section I don't think too many people read. It says some rules allow you to reroll a dice roll, which means you get to reroll some or all of the dice again. And then it goes on and on and on and on. I think it's an optional. You don't have to reroll unless it says must reroll. So I'm not going to reroll any ones based upon those rules because I don't want to have any more wounds.
Right.
That's an odd situation, but since you can wound me back, let's go with the rest of my weapons that I really don't want to attack with. 6 maws, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s. Oh, only 2, and I'm not re-rolling anything.
Oops, I'm throwing dice.
And those are no rend.
Okay, you're good?
Yep, these are D3 attacks apiece, though. Let's roll a lot of 1s and 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 3s to hit. This is with the tail. 3s to wound. Oh, that is just beautifully bad rolling. Beautifully bad rolling on my part. 3 wounds.
Okay, 6s will mortal you. Nope.
No, so they are gone, and I took 1 mortal wound.
Is that it?
That's it.
All? Okay.
Battle shock, you don't have to take it because of Witch Brew. I didn't lose any models, and I get 3 points.
Nice.
So it's 7 to 6 at the end of turn 2. This is huge. Turn 3 roll off.
It's really not because you're going to get to go first, so it doesn't really matter, right?
It does because I have such a boost on my Morsar Guard when they charge.
Oh, so if
They
I
are
get to
so
you
much
first.
stronger when they charge. So if
I
if you get to me first, I mean, even with something tough like him, and I don't kill him on your phase, that means it's also eliminating it on my phase also. And you're really taking out that charge sale from them.
Gotcha.
Now, it might be where I'm glad those 3 guys are in the back.
Didn't make it,
And
yeah.
didn't make it, because then they will get to charge in.
Gotcha.
But it is actually kind of big. And it would also, if you win, it stops my Leviathan, my Shark, and all these other guys from attacking in both phases.
True.
Because they won't
they
be
can't get
in
to-
combat in the first phase if you win.
I gotcha.
So it actually is a pretty big roll.
Oh, thanks for making me nervous.
I rolled a 2,
Or
and you get it, and you're definitely taking it.
I am
There's
definitely going
no
first.
doubt you're taking it.
That's it. All right, so I'm gonna do my hero phase stuff, and I'm gonna do her prayer, murder sacrifice. 3, it goes off. Witch brew. It is turn 3.
3.
So it is a
Starts with a 5.
starts with a 5, but I count as
So you're 4, 3, 2.
2. Ooh.
Yep.
Yes. Blessing of Khaine still gets the +1. 3, so that does go off this time. Morgworth's Catechism of Murder. No, and she takes a wound, so let's see if she takes it. 6+. She would take it, and then on a 2+, I can shrug it to one of her.
Oh.
Yeah. So let's roll that to shrug it. So that goes to the other person instead then. So then we will do Witch Brew on a 2+. Does go off. And then we'll try Mind Razor again from the Medusa.
All right.
6, it does not go off. And that is everything.
That's the end of your hero phase.
Hero phase.
We'll put it on film. That is going to be my, that's my power objective over there.
Gotcha.
It's effectively turn 4 for you with Hagnar, so what do you get?
Yep.
Reroll?
Reroll 1s for wound rolls.
Oh, so you reroll 1 hits, reroll 1 wounds.
Right. So what I'm going to do is I am going to run these witches to, I'm going to spend my command point,
And make it 6?
make it 6.
Okay.
And then I am going to run this group of witches 5. I'm going to run my shrine as well. Oh, and I get to reroll once, so 3.
All right. All right, you've moved. Ran a lot, moved them up here. Ran these over here, and they can run and charge, correct?
Yep.
Coming into combat here, you got a lot of shooting. They're not visible to this shot, and you can target an Idoneth if it's the closest visible.
Right.
So you can target these over here, even though those are closer by distance. Who are you
Okay.
shooting first?
Well, I'm going to use my Bloodstalkers,
Yep.
and I'm going to use my Triumph to reroll failed hits.
Oh, that makes that triumph broke.
All right, that will have been used. And I'm firing into these Morsar up here.
Not good. Go.
All right, 3s, re-rolling fails. Don't fail me now.
6s are mortals, right?
Right.
There's 1 dead. A 1 and 1 takes 1 wound.
Okay, and then these. There's another.
Oh.
Okay, and then 3s to wound. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, -1 rend.
This is on 5s. Oh my goodness. 4 more. Plus your
6.
6, 10. There will be 3, 7 more is he will go and he will have 1 wound. That's huge.
I'm going to do the Avatar. 6 shots, 3 3s into the Morsar.
I like that.
1,
And you don't reroll ones?
-1 rend, not in shooting.
5. Nope. 1 goes through.
Okay,
That kills that other
okay,
one.
right. The other Avatar. Better. 4, -1 rend.
Oh, that's another one. I'm down to 2. I killed canaries with this thing.
This Avatar into, I'm going to go in the Morsar. I am considered engaged, right? I'm within 3 inches of them.
Yes, you're within. Yes.
Okay. So 3, -1 rend.
Saves 2, and that did not. So that one is dead.
And then I have just 1 shot from that bow there into these guys here. A 6 is immortal.
Okay. You did not.
I did!
All right, he has 3. I am not wholly within 6, so I do not get a shrug off.
All right.
That was pretty good for you.
That was a good
That's game
shooting.
turning right there.
Charges. So I'm going to charge my witches here.
All right.
9. So they're going to get in. I'm going to charge my cauldron. 5. She'll get in. And I'm going to charge my avatar. And that's an 11. He will get in.
Those 2 over there are definitely going to use their shockies on. I'll still go on the big one right now. That's D3 mortals, and that's 1 mortal. So that's 3 mortals.
So 6. Sixes. I'm gonna quit complaining about my dice rolls. I promise. I'm gonna take it.
Some days it just bites you in the butt. I'm not going to shock with those other 2 yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I am. I am. They're going to go into any enemy unit within 3 inches.
Okay.
So I'm going to shock into the cauldron. 2 mortal wounds.
2 mortals. Oh, I didn't save
we get
those.
those 2. That's down to 4.
4, yep.
Now I get to go with everybody, so it really doesn't matter the order at this point in time. It does over here, because if I wound them this turn, he gets +1 attack on his bite. So if he's attacking a unit that either has wounds on it or has been wounded previously that turn, he gets +1 attack on his bite.
That makes sense.
So I will go with the Ishlian first. 3 attacks apiece, +1 for the leader. Hitting on 3s. I am not re-rolling hits this time because it's not flood tide. Those all hit. Those missed. No re-rolls because it's not a mount. They all wounded.
Okay.
No rend. So 5.
Okay. So they just get a 5
Okay.
save. And 6s are immortal to you. So 1 mortal to you, 1 save, and then 1 each.
Yes.
Okay, so 3 fanatic faiths. Nope, they take 3.
So 3 die. My 2 jaw attacks. 1 hits, and it wounds. No rend.
5.
Oh, that was
Saved?
D3 wounds. 2 D3 tail attacks. 1, 2, 3 tail attacks. All hit. I do reroll 1s because of amount. 2. No rend.
5s.
Take your 1.
That's 1 against you. And then I get a fanatic faith. Nope.
No, so 1 more dies. 4 are dead. Now I will go with the shark. You've removed the models.
Yep.
The shark attacks with his barbed hooked in blades. 6 attacks, hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s. 3.
Okay. 5s. 1 wound to you. And then fanatic faith twice.
Okay.
No. But 1 does.
So 1 dies.
So far I'm at 1.
And he's at 1. He's at 7 wounds.
Okay.
His ferocious bite, which I normally 3, I get +1 because
Blood in the water.
Blood in the water, basically. I think it's the best lore special ability in the entire game. These hit on 3s. I am not re-rolling right now. Oh, that is bad. Re-rolling 1s, wounding on 3s. 2 wounds, -2 rend.
Okay, so can't save, but I can roll.
You can roll for mortals. Oh,
Does
he
one
does
more
take
too?
1 mortal. That's 2 wounds each.
So 4 dies.
Yep.
4 get fanatic faith twice. No. And 1. So 3 more dice, so I'm at 4.
9 of them on the Ishlian guard, correct?
Yep.
And 3 on the shark.
So I'm going to go with the shark first.
All right.
These are 3 4s. Woo, look at that. Rerolling 1s. And 4s. Rerolling 1s. So just 1 on the shark.
Any rend?
No.
He is normally 4+ save. He is at +1 because he's next to the Alapikes. And then a 5, he saved.
All right. These are all into the...
Because he's next to the Leviathan.
Issue.
He's the Alapikes. These are hitting on what?
3s. And
Pretty
wounding
good
on
roll.
4s. Rerolling
You
1s.
reroll 1s, though.
Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No rend.
They're still at a 2+ save.
Okay.
+1 from him and the bubble of cover that I
Okay.
gave on top of them.
So not...
Save them all.
Okay.
So they piled in on the Morsar.
Right here.
6 are attacking with +1 for the leader.
Yep. 3s to hit.
Rerolling 1s once again.
Yep. And this one.
There's that one.
4s re-rolling all because of Witch Brew.
Wow.
8, 9. No rend.
This is their straight 4+. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll kill 1 unless it does kill 1.
Okay. So this is the avatar on the back. 3 3s, re-rolling 1s on both. Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Rolling 1s. So 2, -2 rend.
6s.
3 each.
6. They only have 8. So with 2 avatars getting to attack, we'll just keep that quick. And they're gone.
All right. I think that's everybody.
Now, points.
Battle Shock.
Oh, Battle Shock.
Because-
I have it actually for that Morsar right there. He does not
You're
run.
good. All right, so I'm gonna roll for over here. I had 8 died. 9, 10, 11, 12.
And you have a what bravery?
7.
So 5 more.
5 would run. I can re-roll, so I'm just...
Ooh, that's a tough one to make the decision.
I'm gonna re-roll.
6, 6, 6.
No.
Oh, so 4 run.
4 run.
Paid off. But you still take that objective?
Over here, 1 died.
We have witch brew.
Yep, witch brew, you're right.
But I think I take that objective. I think you don't take that objective.
Yeah, I moved off. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm outside
So
the
you get 3
sticks.
points once again. End of your turn, top half of turn 3. You have 10, I have 6. What is going to be your 3-pointer?
I think I have to make it the farthest from you.
Okay, so that's going to be your 3-pointer. This turn I cannot run in charge. That is next turn.
Oh, okay.
So since I'm engaged, I couldn't get over there really and take it anyway. So that's the right call. My turn. I took a command point. I have 2 command points. I will do the Abyssal Darkness spell once again. That fails. I rolled a 4.
Okay.
And I do not have a reroll on that. So
time.
that's not good. The priest will attempt the prayer, but nothing else you have flies. And the other thing is you don't get cover, which you're not getting cover really anyway.
No.
So it's a wasted roll and it fails anyway. It's really good against, like when I played Night Haunt, I kept him on the tabletop to begin with and next to the boat and next to the other Tidecaster, just because I wanted to hit that you can't fly. If you're playing Bloodthirsters or something like that, absolutely you want to do that.
Or like we said, Marathi.
Or if Marathi was on the board, but that's kind of useless ability right now. I will move, and that's about it. I'm going to run 2 units. I'm going to run the Tidecaster, who will go 6 plus the movement, and I'm going to run the Thralls. They'll put 1 plus the movement. I'm not going to spend a command. I can't. Nobody's around.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm just going to move things. I am going to retreat these guys. I think the Reavers with their shots are going to be able to get into there no problem and kill them with the Morsar. And his little nice, he's going to get within range to hit you with his 8 fish attack.
Okay.
It's scary. 5-5-1, no rend. And I think they'll take care of those girls. I need to take care of that and then just delay you and hold the rest of the board. And I think I can win on points. Let's see if that all works in my plan. Thralls moved up. My general moved over there. It was a 12-inch move because a 6-inch run. Ran over there. I want to be able to provide the command ability to reroll a charge to that unit if they fail the charge into the witches. They might be dead with the shooting anyway, but I definitely want to get them in close for that. They ran up 14 inches, staying 3 inches away there. That's the Morsar guards. No, they didn't run. They just moved 14 inches. That's a run for a lot of people, but that's them. This group retreated from that combat. I'm thinking that with the Reavers and the Morsar Guard, I can take care of them, and I'm setting it up for the future. Leviathan came on up, and other than that, everybody else was in combat, except, of course, he ran up. He moved up his movement. Now shooting, I've got the Shark will have to shoot into the witches.
Okay.
That's 1 shot, hitting on a 3, wounding on a 3, and no rend.
They have a 5. Oh, no, shooting, they have a 6. And they get it.
That was flat 3 damage.
I'm not going to apologize.
Oh, just my Leviathan. Those guys get a rough ride on the back of that
They
thing.
really do.
They really do. 7, 8 from the Leviathan.
Into who?
Into. The reason why, if anybody's wondering why I wouldn't go into these, is that I want to charge here. And if you even take out a couple, I get to reroll the charge with my horn, and I can make +3 on the charge with him. Yeah, I'm shooting into the snake ladies. Hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, 6s. Ooh.
They have a fanatic faith.
Oh, they do. And they're wholly within 12 inches of, yep. So they actually get a 5/6 fanatic faith.
Okay.
Which I still get nothing.
So 2 die and one has a wound.
Yep.
We did that. If you have 2 wound models, why put a dice out? Just put the little blood drop that was as a wound marker. Just measured the little soul squares 18 inches from the sisters. Going to shoot into them also. 8 attacks. 5/5. No rend. Oh, 4 of them. 2. No rend.
So they are 5s. And then they get a 5/6. Saved 1. So this
But
one
that
dies.
one does die. He does some work.
He goes to work.
He gets the job done. I'll start calling him Big Daddy Khaine. because he gets the job done. The Reavers are within 9 inches of the Witches. That means they get 3 attacks apiece with their Whisper Bow on Stormfire. She said it couldn't be done.
I was like
30 big dice in my hand. Here we go. Oh, hitting on 4s though. Hitting on 4s, those all hit. Wounding on 4s. Ooh. 3.
3 out of 30.
3 out of 30 with 4 4s. That math did not add up at all.
And is it a rend?
No.
Okay. They have 6s because it's shooting. So I saved 2.
Oh, watch you get the Fanatic Faith on this.
No.
No. Oh, they killed 1. They killed 1. All right, charges. I'll go with them first because I will use the command point on them if needed. That is a 7. Over here, the Leviathan going into the snakes. That is a 10. He definitely will get in on that. Oh, and at the beginning of the charge phase, he gets to pick the person for +3. He's going to pick this unit, so everybody within 12 inches of this unit got +3. So the Leviathan's actually at a 13 charge. That is a 5, 6, 7, 8 for this unit, and that makes it in. So I'm good to go. Leviathan's impact charge for each enemy unit within 1 inch. So both of those 2 units, 2+ mortals.
You gotta say who.
Witches first.
Okay.
They both. It's the
Okay.
exact same roll. Witches 1 and 2 on the snakes.
Okay, so the snakes get a 5/6 Fanatic Faith. And is it mortals?
Yes.
Okay, then it would only be a 6 anyway, but they didn't. They missed it. And then the witches.
Oh, got it.
Got it. So 1 snake dies.
Yes. That's at the end of the charge phase. Beginning of this phase, the eels are going to use their Shocky, the 3 of them. Oh, and that's 1, 2, and a die 3 mortal wounds. 4 mortal wounds.
4. So 6s. Nope. 2 more die.
Go the Ishlian Guard first. Their Hell Saber, 3 attacks each, +1 for the leader, 7 attack. I do not re-roll anything on the Hell Saber, and that wasn't good. 1, no rend.
They have a 5/6. No. And then they get 2 Fanatic Faiths. No. And no. So 1 dies.
And then their Maws, 2 attacks. Do not get to re-roll hits, but I do get to re-roll ones for the mount attack. They both go through, no rend.
5s. And a mortal back to you on a 6, but I didn't get that.
Okay, that's D3 wounds each. Oh, that's 6.
6s twice. 1 and 2. So 4 more.
So 4, so
I don't even
5
know
have
what I
died
have.
so far. And then their 2D3 tail attacks, 6 tail attacks, 3s, re-rolling 1s, 2, no rend.
5s. 1 mortal to
1.
you.
Oh, it's mortal back. It
Yeah.
goes down to 2.
Okay, and then a 6. Oh, and I got a 6. So I lost 5 of those ladies.
Yes, you did. And you might want to take them away so the shark can't pile in.
Yes, that was my
Yep.
plan. But I do have to keep track of them. Because they'll probably run.
Yes, maybe not. And if not, I don't get the point. That's huge, because that shark can't pile in now.
Right.
He didn't charge.
Nope.
He's not within 3
Should've done
inches?
it first, yeah. I should have.
I was not thinking. That was a bad move. I was trying to give him the +1 attack again on the bite.
Oh, gotcha.
But really realizing if he did that, you were going to pull him away and he couldn't pile in. He is 6 inches. If 1 runs, I will be okay. But you have a 7 bravery, so that's going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
Going over here, I will go with the Morsar first. I'm going to pile a little bit more just to give a little room for that other to get in there. Volt Spear, he's the leader, so 3 attacks. Bad. 1, no rend.
5? No.
1 damage. 1
So
maw hits. Wounds, no rend.
5?
D3. 1.
No. So that's 2.
That's 2. D3 tail attacks. 2. 1. No rend.
5? No. And saved that
saved.
one. So 2 die.
2 die.
So on a 5/6, you take a mortal, and I will do it on the eel.
Ooh,
On
one.
one mortal.
Reavers piled them in. 7 of the 10 can get in there. 2 attacks apiece. 14 attacks plus 1 for the leader is hitting on 3s. Wounding on 4s though, and no rerolls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No rend.
5s. 2
Save 2.
wounds back to you.
2 reavers die. 1 reaver dies.
Okay. Faith, no, 4, and then on a 5/6, you die.
1 more. So 2 reavers die, and they're out.
Yep, that's all of them. They hung in there pretty well.
They did. Those 3, and they did charge. 2 attacks each with their Volt Spear, +1 for the leader. They hit on 3s. Oh, 3 of those didn't hit. Wounding on 3s, no rerolls. 3, -2 rend.
They have a 4 because they're within her blood shield, so they have a 6.
Nope.
Nope.
6 damage.
And they have a 5/6 Fanatic Faith.
Ooh.
So 2 die.
3 maws, hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s, rerolling 1s. Oh, 1.
Okay.
No rend.
6 saved.
3d3 tails. Oh, 9. 3s, no rerolls on hits. And 3s, reroll 1 on wound. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wounded, no rend.
4s. 1 is Moral
one
to you.
back. Okay.
And then 3 for Fanatic Faith. And it is a 5/6. So I saved 2 of them.
So one more
one's
wound.
wounded.
I was really hoping he could, they'd kill them so the Leviathan could go into the witches.
Oh, okay.
I still need to thin the numbers of the witches. That's your biggest strength right now. So Leviathan is going into the witches. He has 6 attacks, hits on 3s. Ugh. Wounds on 3s. So 2 went through and no rend.
So 4s, because I'm
due to the
still
cauldron.
within 12 inches of the, I'm within 18 inches of the blood
General.
shield. It doesn't matter, it's the cauldron.
it's the
Gives
cauldron.
me the extra. It's that I get a Fanatic Faith of 5/6 because I'm within 12 inches of my general.
Oh, okay.
So 4s, 1 saved,
It's just 1 wound.
5/6, saved.
Oh, saved. Now we go with the massive scythed fins. This is 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. They all hit. Wounding on 3s. This is the mount, so it is rerolling 1s. Oh, there's a 2. 3 of them went through. -1 rend.
So 5s. Nope.
4 damage apiece.
Oh, wow. So 12. Yeah, 5/6.
There's
Some.
4 of them, or 5 of them. So 7
1, 2,
die.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep.
Last attack is 2 attacks of the crushing jaws. If I hit it, if I roll a 6 to hit, it's 3 mortal wounds.
Okay.
They hit on a 2, so they hit. Wounds on a 2, and I reroll 1s. That wounds, -2 rend.
All right, 6s. Okay.
They are 3 damage each.
5/6. Only 1. So 2, 4, 5 more. So that was 7, 12.
So 12.
So I'll have 8 left.
And now Tracy gets to attack. Gonna attack the 3 witches. I'm still within 15 inches of the turtle. So
All
plus,
right.
plus 1 to save.
Okay, so 3 4s.
Don't you reroll 1s to hit?
Oh, yeah, I do. Sorry, start forgetting my rules. Okay, and 4s.
And
rolling
reroll 1s
ones.
to wound.
So,
That was I think that was that you knocked it over. That was a hit.
Was it actually
Yes,
done
it was a
rolling?
hit.
Okay.
It was done wrong.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No rend.
No rend. They are at a 3 now because they are no longer under cover. 1 goes through, so he's down to 1 wound. All right, you have your stalkers. 1 has to attack the Morsar, and 1's going to attack the Leviathan.
Right, so I'm gonna do pink on Leviathan and blue on the eels.
Okay.
And it's 3/3 or 3/4. All hit. And reroll 1s.
To wound, yep.
Yep. Oh, but it still didn't. So 2 on the Leviathan and 1 on the Morsar. No rend.
And we got 1 on the Morsar, and we got a 4+ save plus 1 save because of the Leviathan, so 3+ save. Nope. So that's 1 more wound, down to 1. And 2 in the Leviathan, he's at a 2+ save. Oh,
but he still takes 1.
through, and he's not wholly within 6 inches of the boat, so there is no shrug. So he has 15 wounds left. Your witches here are all going to pile in towards that objective, which will allow you to keep that point and stop me from taking that point. I only have 1, 2, 3, that's 4, 5. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Plus these 2.
Are they all going to...
Well,
plus
I don't
the
know
2.
how many will run either.
That is, well, you're near a hero. You can spend a command point, and
Ooh, that is
yeah. So you definitely will keep that point.
All right.
All right, witches, what do they got?
I have 8 witches to attack. Oh, and 1 for the leader. And then it's 3 3s, re-rolling 1s for both.
Okay.
And actually re-rolling all failed wound rolls because of Witch Brew.
Wow. Ones.
That was a lot of 1s. Ooh, nice. And then 3s, re-rolling all fails. Don't mind 2s as bad then. Nice. 9, 10, 11, 12. No rend because my mind razor didn't go off.
2+ save. He takes 3 more wounds. Drops him to 12. And that is everybody. So we're done with that turn.
Battle shock.
Battle shock.
I actually have 2 points. I'll save both of them.
You're gonna use your command points to both of those are gonna stay. Okay.
And then over here, I lost 5 here. I'll have to roll. I don't have any hero or command points left. 5, so I get
10.
to re-roll.
Oh. 4 + 5 is 9. 2 run. With those 2 running, I do get this point.
Yep.
So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it.
Yeah. So
I did not get that point there. So we're tied. 10-10 at the end of turn 3.
10.
Big roll off.
It's going to be a close game.
Oh, 6.
3.
3. I will definitely take it.
I'm sure.
Turn 4 would typically be Ebb Tide, where I could retreat and charge, but Fuethan, during Ebb Tide, you treat it as Flood Tide. So I will be able to run and shoot or run and charge. Turn 4, I have 2 command points, and we are tied 10-10. My spellcaster will cast that Abyssal Darkness. An 8, which is measured outside of 30 inches, so you cannot unbind.
Right.
So that did go off. And then I will use the Priest to cast the Prayer, which does really nothing for me right now, but it's on a 9+, and it did not go off. That is it for my wonderfully short hero phases, and I'll go to movement.
That is true. Your hero phases are short.
The shark came over. That one Morsar guard moved up here to kind of be a barricade for those two if they plan on backdooring the objective. The Reavers ran onto that objective. They can still run and shoot. That's what I can do this turn. This Ishthian guard, I backtracked. I want them to just be back for turn 4 and 5 to give me some points if needed. And then the Thralls move their 10 inches up to set them up for a charge here. I'll just leave a little guy back there. Oh, I'll move him up 5 so they can get close there to maybe let him roll, get a battle shock. So he'll move up his 5 inches, and that's it.
All right.
Looked it up. Actually, a 6-inch move, not a 5-inch move.
6 inches.
Don't underestimate him. So right here, 8 shots into the witches from the Leviathan. They hit on 3s. And it is Flood Tide, Fuethan, so I am re-rolling 1s to hit. Didn't roll any. Wounding on 3s. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. -1 rent.
All right, so the witches
they save on a 6?
Save on a 6. Saved 1. And then 1 each.
Yes.
Okay, and these are 5 6s.
Ooh.
So I saved 2, so 3 die.
The shark is going to go into the witches. 1 shot on a 3 hits. 2 does not wound. And
Have you ever wounded with the net?
with the net, I don't think I've ever wounded. I don't care. It's worth it for a non-pilot.
No, I get it. It's just,
but it's become a running thing. It never ever does happen. 9 shots from the Reavers into the big one.
Cauldron?
Your cauldron. 4/4. Rerolls 1s. Didn't roll any. 2.
She gets a 4.
Both saved.
Both saved.
Okay. 5 little fishes.
Swimming in the sea.
18 inches into the witches. Into the witches. 5/5. Reroll 1s. Fuethan in Flood Tide. 2, 1.
5 because of the blood shield.
Because
But
of
it didn't matter.
Didn't
Yeah.
matter? Fanatic?
Yep. Nope. 1 dice.
1. He killed 1. He's going to make him have to charge the snake ladies, the stalkers.
Who's going to have to...
Him is going to mark the stalkers.
Okay.
So that means everybody within 12 inches gets plus 3 inches to the charge to charge the stalkers.
So the shark is going to circle around?
I think that base can get in there.
Yeah, I was just surprised. I thought you were going to go this way. So.
Nope. I need to kill them to get the objective.
Okay.
That is a 5 plus 3 is an 8. Yeah, that's good enough. The Thralls here. An 8. They will be in. I will move them in, making you spend a turn killing them. He is not going to charge. I am going to use him to stop any push that you would have coming one of the directions. To put him as a little barricade so I can be a little sneaky.
Sneaky like it you.
Ooh. I'm going to go with a Leviathan, try to clear out some of those witches, get that point. Twin-pronged spear and razor shell harpoons. That's a long name. 6 attacks. They hit on 3s. Once again, I reroll 1s. Fuethan in Flood Tide. Didn't make a difference. They wound on 3s. They all wound, no rend.
They are at 4s. Rerolling 1s
On your
on
saves?
saves now. And
Oh, saved them all. Massive side fins. These are 4 attacks. 2 to hit, re-rolling 1s. And wounding on 3, re-rolling 1s. It is the mount for Foythen.
Woo,
Oh, 2, negative 1 rend.
5s. Saved him.
That was 4 damage each.
Saved.
Oh no. Crushing Jaws, 2 attacks. I rolled a 4 and a 3, hitting on 2s.
Okay.
Wounding on 2s, re-rolling 1s. 2 wounds, negative 2 rend.
Okay, 6s. Nope.
That is 3 damage each. That's 6 damage.
This is 5, 6. Nope, not a 1.
So they gone. My shark, I have a magnet, pulled them off so it'll fit. And your 2 snake?
2 snake ladies are gonna go after the shark.
The shark?
Okay, so it's 3 4s. Rerolling 1s. Nope. 4s. Rerolling 1s. Nope, nothing. But
I will go over here, and I'm going to go with the thralls first. One reason why is...
I'm gonna go ahead and just take her.
I'd just take her. Those thralls, for those people who do not know, the reason people don't make thrall builds is because they're on these big bases and they only have a 1-inch attack. But when you really look at their stat line, it's as good as witches. 1-inch range, that's what hurts them. 2 attacks, 3 to hit, 3 to wound, negative 1 rend, 1 damage.
Well, that's better than witches.
It is better also because they add +1 to the attack characteristics of all their attacks if they are targeting an enemy model unit with a wounds characteristic of 1. So that puts them up to 3 attacks apiece.
Right.
And they get +1 to the damage characteristic. It does +1 damage. It does 2 damage if it has a wound characteristic of 4 or better. They're vicious.
Yeah.
It's just that you can't get 2 rows to attack. So you have very limited attack opportunities. Yeah. And that's why people don't take them. But I love the thralls. But I didn't get to roll for them because...
Aww. All right, roll for something though. Oh, that was yours, so then it would be mine.
You don't
that
have
was
anything?
It. Yeah.
Last combat left is those 2 over there. I'll go with the Morsar Guard first, because once again, if they wound her, I get more attacks with the bite. So the Morsar Guard, they're Volt Spears, 3/3, no rend, 1 damage. I do reroll 1s, Foythen and Flood Tide. They all hit. No rerolls on these. 3 wounds, no rend.
So 4s, because normally they're a 5, but they're wholly within 12 inches of my general.
Okay.
Or the blood shield, I should say. Oh, and look at that horrible roll.
Fanatic Faith, they're gone.
Yep, they're gone.
Nope, you're all 6.
You're right. One of them has one
wound left. So 3 jaws, 3s, reroll 1s. 3s to wound, Foythen, mount, reroll 1s. Nope, 1, no rend.
4, 6,
Saved. D3 tails, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 tail attacks, 3s to hit. Reroll 1s, all of them. 3s to wound, reroll 1s, mounts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
4s? Ooh, look at there.
1, Fanatic Faith.
Oh, she sticked around.
For the shark to attack.
Well, I'm going to take every little win I can get.
6 attacks with the barbed hooks and blades, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s. So that's it. 3.
3?
No rend.
Okay, 4s.
2 Fanatic Faiths. No. So she is gone.
It was just a matter of time.
That is the end of combat. There's no battle shock to take. I score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5. So I think that will be game.
That pretty much secures it because you can't get anywhere near these back 3. You probably don't have enough to get near that.
Well, and even, I only literally have 4 units left.
Yes.
So I can't, and it would take a concentration
5.
of them.
She's 2 units.
1, 2, 3, 4. Where's? Oh, I forgot. Yeah,
and the
5.
other
You're
ones
right.
are.
5 units.
But still, you only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 models left.
Right. So
And
this one would be hard. If I went all in on this one, but that's just still only going to be.
that's still only going to get you 2 points.
Yeah.
And I had 5. You're going to be 3 behind, and then I can just throw numbers on either of yours to get the 6th.
Yeah. So there's
that's
no
pretty
coming
much
back from that one. It's that turn 3 that just wiped me out.
Let's talk about that in the post game. Good game.
It was a good game.
Recap.
Recap: Tracy got her butt kicked.
I get your butt kicked.
I kind of did.
If
But
I-
it was a good game.
If I would have won priority in turn 3, that might have been a butt kicking. When you killed my 340 points worth of War Sword Guard, I was like, oh man, because I love this build. I was saying to you off film that it reminds me of what I was excited about Sylvaneth. And the ability to sit back and have some board control. Now, Sylvaneth, it's popping a wood and having people walk through a wood. Remember Khorne? I loved when Little Scar would die and pop at the back of the tabletop and I'd summon off him. Being able to do some movement shenanigans, that's been my whole thing. It's not the bringing him in off the board that's the movement shenanigans with these guys. It's 14 inches of movement. Being able to run and still charge. You can control the board.
Your army has the largest toolbox I've ever seen.
I see that, except it doesn't, not much hero phase, not much shooting.
No, there wasn't.
I don't necessarily know if it's the largest toolbox. I think some of the tools in it are just amazing.
They really are. Your movement, your rerolls, the whole shock thing, all of that.
I think the shock thing's overrated though. And almost all the games I played with them, it never seemed to do that much damage.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the one game in the first tournament I lost against the Bastillodon player, Mike, he had his 3 Bastillodons. I came in with 6 Morsor and hit the Bastillodon with their 1+ save that ignores rend. Right. And and if I could just wound him with the shock and then bracket him, I could have killed him.
Because it was mortals. Yeah.
I rolled a 3 of 3 every one of the dice, so it's 2 mortal wounds. Every one of the other dice was a 1 or a 2, and so I only did 2 mortal wounds, and he wasn't bracketed. So it's actually backfired on me more. For them, it's just the flat out damage that they put when they charge. Yeah. That -2/2, and if you set them up with re-rolling, they do a lot of damage, but...
And they have a lot of attacks.
Yeah, but Ishli and Hatchley have more attacks. And I love how defensive they are.
Ishli, 2+ save, 2+ save.
I am seriously, because it's not about killing you, it's about gaining points. And of course, when anybody kills each other, it's easier to gain points.
Right. Fewer bodies on the table.
I'm thinking of dropping one of the 3 Morsors, going to a 6 and a 3, and having 3 units of 3 Ishlian. That would give me 30 more points. Then I could maybe work some other way to...
I get it, but when we played this game, you had a hard time constantly trying to keep them within the boundaries to get them the 2+ save.
But, okay, so they're outside of that and they have a 3+ save.
Yeah.
When they charge, they get +1 to save. So, I don't know. I guess that's one thing I do like about this is same as yours.
There's got to be...
You have so many different ways to build it.
Yeah.
And you tweak it, and you look at it, and you try to make it better. And then maybe go back to what you did before.
Which is kind of fun. I mean, that's a really good part of the game.
You have a lot more of that than Idoneth. Idoneth, you're going to do eels, and you're either going to do a Killing King, or you're going to do a Tidecaster. And I mean, there's only a couple different real lists. But, boy, they're flexible when you play them. The thing I don't like about them is it might be too strong for me to take to...
Like local games?
Any local games or even some local tourneys, I'm not going to take them.
Yeah.
We go up to something big, I might take them, and then I won't be experienced enough with them, so I'll get beat. But I don't like having the meta army, and that's something I don't necessarily like as much about them. I hope Sylvaneth book comes out and boosts them up a little bit, and I can go back to that.
It sounds like it might.
And it might. But your army, let's talk about yours. What do you think about Morathi versus non-Morathi?
Oh yeah. I like the non-Morathi build. I love Morathi.
That is so shocking to hear.
Don't get me wrong. I love Morathi. I do. But 600 points into Morathi, and she's worth it. She is. However, when one Morathi dies, they both die. So if you're counting on like your big Morathi, your Shadow Queen, to be out there fighting, your little Morathi's got a limited lifespan.
Well, that's why I'm saying little Morathi has to go on the other side of the board and get in fighting.
She does, but
you have to send them both.
She can only do so much. I mean, I felt like between the 2 tournaments that I played in, one with Morathi, one without, I like the 3 cauldrons better because I feel like I have
a lot more buffs.
I have more buffs. I can spread my buffs out more, and I think Morathi is a better buffer for snakes.
I think that
if you're going to go snakes, you need to take Morathi.
I think, like Idoneth, you're going to find players doing very well, winning some tournaments with the Killing King build or with the Tidecaster build.
Right.
I think it has to match. John, we know, he plays the other build, and
Right.
he's a tremendous Idoneth player. When I played Brad years ago in Adepticon, and he just embarrassed me, his was much more this build. Flip the Tide with Reavers and Thralls and a big squad of more. So I think he had like a squad of 9. But with you, you're going to find people winning with Marathi.
Oh,
And people
absolutely.
who don't. You have to find how it fits your style.
Right. Right.
If I were to play him, I would definitely go with Marathi, and I would go as aggressive as can be, and I would want to just be in your face.
Yeah.
And it might win, it might not. It might be fun. But other than that, great game. I'm glad we got a game in. Took a lot longer than we thought it was going to be to film because I think we knew our army so well. We were spending time analyzing. Okay, what do you think we should do?
You know,
What
it
do you
is
think
so
we should
funny.
do?
A lot of
And-
times we spend a long time to play a game because we're looking up the rules or we're checking the FAQs and we're doing that. We thought, oh, this game's going to be so fast. Yeah, it was not.
It's like I just played a whole bunch of 7 games with these guys in 2 weekends in 2.5 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
And this was a lot longer than that. But I think, one, it's because we have just fun playing the game together.
Yes, yes.
And
we were really trying, I was really trying to beat him. So I did take a long time to be like, okay, do I want to take the first turn or do I not want to take the first turn? What's going to happen if he takes the first turn? And so
there was a lot of contemplative moments, but that's good. We just hope you had fun. Once again, if you do enjoy what we're putting out there, please subscribe, like, leave a comment. It is
Share.
motivating us. Share it. It's motivating us to do more. And now that the school year's slowing down, and one of you will be off,
Summer!
one of us will be off for the summer, and I see us getting more out.
Yeah.
So with that, thank you very much. I'm Steve,
And I'm Tracy.
and we are the Partners at War.
Keep playing.
Winds howling.